How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be scared to succeed. Scared to succeed. When I'm thinking about this topic, it's as basic as the topic of this video, merely being scared to succeed. When I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking about how this might not be something that you've even necessarily come to a realization of yourself. And the reason why you hadn't come to a realization of it for yourself is because you are scared to succeed and you self-sabotage in the things that you do, and you're constantly flip-flopping around, and your reason for flip-flopping around might not be for lack of motivation or whatever it is that you're doing, but you're just scared to succeed. You're scared to follow something through until the end, because you just don't know what to do with it. What do you mean? It doesn't even make sense. Why would I be scared to succeed? I don't know. That's a question for you. But I've seen it. I've seen it in family members. I've seen it with people in my circle. I've seen it in relationships where people just self-sabotage. I've seen it. Where people can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. When success starts coming through there, they start sticking their head in the sand, or they start turning another direction, or I really don't have time up for this, because they're just filled with a lot of good ideas that they don't think that they deserve to have become a reality, or to have. That's why I'm actually torn between saying the two things. They don't think that they deserve to have, or they don't think that they deserve for it to become a reality. At least not for them. What is your value? What is your worth? Everybody has something that they're good at. You're not here for nothing. I've seen sometimes where people try to put on the shoes of other people that's around them. They're not really sure of the things that they like or the things that they're good at, but they're entertained by the idea of things or people that's around them, some of the things that they may accomplish and do. They're just like, hey, well, I wonder if I could do that. The reason why they're wondering, hey, if I could do that, because they haven't found their own talent or what they're good at. And we all do that from time to time. We all, look at the things up around us, and they're really impressive feats that other people pull off, and it's just like, hey, I would like to be just as good at whatever it is that I'm capable of being good at, just like they are. I want to find my passion. See, when you really come to a realization of what your passion is, the reason why you're here, because like I said, I can assure you, you have accomplishments. I talked about this in every video. Other videos. I talked about no matter what it is, what you've been through, you have accomplishments. And you'll see more accomplishments. But you got to open your eyes. You got to acknowledge what you've succeeded, the hurdles that you've overcome. That's how you acknowledge what you're good at. When you get a compliment on something that you're good at, don't stick your head in the sand on it. Stick your chest out. Hold your head high. Quit being bashful. Quit feeling like you're not deserving of it. Especially if it's coming from more than one person. Now, I talked about this in other videos where I've said, and I think this applies to us all, because I've experienced this. I know there's other people that have experienced this. I have had where people say, oh, why ain't you good at XYZ? You should pursue doing this, that, and other. And I'm like, oh, that's an awesome compliment. Thank you. Now, I'm not sticking my head in the sand about it, but I'm thinking to myself, that's really kind of you to say and acknowledge that. But I don't like doing that. I can't see myself doing something I just simply flat out don't like. Where's my passion at for doing that? But see, what it makes me think of is when people say things like that, I try to take the positivity from the things that they're being very encouraging about, telling me that they recognize as a strength in me. And then I try to apply those kind words that they're saying to something that I do like doing, a passion that I do want to see fulfilled for my future, a goal that I want to accomplish. And I try to see how those mesh. But see, these are self-assessments that you have to take for yourself. Other people can't tell you on what you're good at. You may be good at a lot of things. Like I said, I know there's things that I'm good at, but I just don't feel it in trying to pursue doing what it is that, people state that I'm good at. But I had to mesh those two. Giving you an example, I want to flesh this out a little bit so you can better apply it up off in your life. There's not been a job that I've been at where I've had close friends off of my circle, even people on the job that's like, you should push on, you should be a supervisor. You should be a supervisor in what you're doing. Man, you should climb the ladder in what you're doing. And hated the job that I was doing. I couldn't see that. I couldn't understand that. There's no way that I could comprehend doing what they were saying, even though they were encouraging words and I could see a lot of benefits of doing that, but it was just like I simply hated it. But then I pulled those encouraging words out from those things that they were saying with talking about managing others, the way that I talk with people, the way that I get my point across, my professionalism, my courtesy. And I blended that with how I talk to people when I'm counseling them on things that may be going on in their life. How I have like a really long, the word that I'm looking for. My patience is really long when it comes to dealing with people, having empathy. Not to the point to where I'm being taken advantage of, because I talked about that on my channel. But I blended all of those kind words and those encouraging suggestions that they talked about from with management to come up with my own thing. And that's what you see me doing here now. That's the passion that went into that book that I wrote. Kilimanjaro is the Arithmetic of Family Communication. That's the reason why I have like 5 different social media accounts and I'm promoting this content, because I know how hard it is to get along, especially when you have so many people that are surrounding you that want to extinguish your flame. It's hard to get up and find passion in doing the things that you're doing when you're being smothered out by things that are unhealthy. So I wanted to have people, teach people on how to embrace those things, how to be able to come up and get a breath of fresh air, have healthy ways of doing those things. That's how I put that management into place. Those encouraging things that they observed and they noticed about me, and they noticed the passion that I have when speaking to people and things and the way that I get points across. That's how I applied it to something. They, as close as they were to me, the people that I'm talking to, they wouldn't be able to, dig down deep in the and say, we think that you should just be doing this, that, and the other. We think that you should, well, you know what? I actually have had people say, well, you should write a book. And it was what's funny about that is when I've had people telling me, you should write a book. I was already in the process of writing a book. But what I'm saying is you'll see people hammering those nails down up around you, and it's up to you to hit the nail on the head where it exactly needs to go. It's up to you to drive that nail in exactly where it needs to go. You'll see other people kind of beating around because they're noticing. If you got honest, heartfelt people around you that really do want the best for you, you'll see them kind of stomping around there trying to kind of give you an idea. Maybe they even pick up on that you feel like you're lost and really don't know what you should be doing, and they're really wanting help you out. Maybe they feel rejuvenated in talking to you and they're just wanting to give you some encouragement. But it's ultimately up to you to be able to realize where your passion is so you can embrace that and not be scared to succeed. It's my 2 cents on it. In the meantime, if you have any questions, send them to ayin.kilimanjaro@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your question in a video. Follow me on the social media that I referred to: Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. This is where I'm doing the videos at. Stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. I'm Ayin. You have a good one.